I recently uploaded a video to my channel about weighing a Vivid Voltage booster pack, and it got me thinking, should I even be doing this? Is it something that's right? Is it wrong? Now, weighing is obviously something that a lot of people do, and it's open to a lot of debate, whether it's, morally correct or it's something that, should be avoided at all costs. So I just wanted to put this together today, which is my view on the matter and how you may be able to weigh packs without, causing any issues. So let's just run through it. So does weighing even work? First and foremost, is it even worth your time? Now, I think you can pick a pocket scale up for between £5 and £10 in the UK, and you might be able to tell from my accent. I'm in the UK. In America, similar kind of price point, $5 to $10. I've seen them sold for, so they're not expensive. Now, of course, the better pocket scales are, they're going to be more accurate. And one thing to mention right off the bat is, not every pocket scale will give you the same reading. So you need them to be calibrated correctly, and they need to work as advertised, and not be broken. If they give you incorrect readings, then that's not going to be of any benefit. But back to actual, let's assume you've got a pocket scale that does work. Is it what are you going to get some data from weighing packs that you can use to kind of ascertain what's going to be in the pack? Well, whether it works really does depend on the booster pack and the set that the pack is coming from. So it is believed that from the later sets, and it's generally perceived to be around the Sun and Moon era onward, that the weighing was fixed, meaning that it's not possible to do it anymore. And this is according to many players in the hobby who have been weighing packs for several years. And the online gaming codes that you get included in the packets for the online game, now they often used to offset and manipulate the weights of the packs. So the idea is that it makes it a lot harder to get the weight prediction correct. So for instance, one packet's barcode or the gaming code will be much heavier than the next one, so it just offsets that predictive ability. But in the later sets, one other thing to note as well is that heavy does not generally mean better. I've actually opened several packs that come in really heavy, and I've not pulled anything. And at the other end of the extreme, I've opened really light packs, and I've opened up some really good cards. And then there's been some in the middle. So and that appears to be common among a lot of people who are doing this and weighing packs. So really, whether you do it or not and whether it's effective is still open to much interpretation. If you've seen that video I put out, I was able to manage to get an amazing rare. It was a Celebi, and that was from weighing packs, and I had 12 packs in front of me, and I weighed every single one, and I pulled that one out, and yeah, it seemed to pack really well. And what I did there was I looked at a commonality. So every pack that I've opened, I've weighed, and I've looked for general trends. So obviously, as I mentioned earlier, and the different scales and pocket scales will give you different readings, but my particular pocket scales gave me a particular weight that I then have used as a reference point. So when I've opened a pack before and I've been given a particular value, then I've looked for other packs that have that value, and that's how I managed to pull the Celebi. But I'm not going to give out any particular grams you should look for, because it does range, and as I say, the pocket scales can range quite heavily. But back to whether weighing works. Well, to an extent it does, because in the early sets, weighing cards is absolutely a thing. And the heavier packs do typically land the holos and the more expensive rarer cards. And there's over 25 sets before the Sun and Moon era, and I've taken that from Bulbapedia because I actually forgot several of them. There's been so many. So yeah, in the earlier sets, it is believed heavier packs do reward you with greater cards, and that is why they usually charge a premium. If you look at these kind of packs on eBay, they usually go for a lot more. It's often clearly advertised, and it's something that is a sought out item in the hobby. A heavy old booster pack, especially from the base set. They're very expensive at the moment. Now, when is it okay to weigh? Well, again, these are just my thoughts. Bear that in mind. You know, I'm not here to judge. I'm just literally giving my opinions. For me, it's out of curiosity. You hear about these things, and you know, why not put it to the test? It's something that, you know, it's worth checking, because you know, if you are a collector and you are on a limited budget, then it might even help if you use that data for your own collection goals. Um, the kind of caveat here though is, you know, do that at home. Weigh your packs at home when you've already bought it, and don't take them back or anything, because it's just not fair to other people in the hobby. You've got to think somebody else will end up buying this packet, and you know, if it's a young child, you know, it's just not. It just doesn't seem right to me. But you know, each their own. Everyone lives differently. So I would say it's okay to weigh if you intend on keeping the packs for your own collection, or you're going to sell the individual cards as well. You know, that can be really, really, you know, a fair thing to do. So I've already kind of touched on when it's not okay. Again, my opinion. But if you did it in the store, you know, you sometimes see people doing this. But thankfully, a lot of stores have put measures in to stop this. But if you see someone doing it in store, then you know it's generally, you know, it is debatable whether that's the right thing to do. And I've mentioned here about the children, you know, or people collecting. It's just a bit dishonest, and it doesn't serve the hobby as a whole. You know, we want people to be packing good cards. We want people to continue buying packs, because that serves the industry, and it keeps it going. You know, if people keep opening bad packets, they're gonna give up. They're either gonna run out of money, or they're gonna just get disinterested, and that doesn't help. You know, that really doesn't help this community that we're trying to build. So that is, in my opinion, when it's not okay. Now, if you've got any kind of comments, drop them down below. I really want to hear your thoughts here, what you think. Am I getting this right? Is it wrong? So yeah, be sure to do that. And then the last point I've got here is, you know, if you're weighing packets purely in an attempt to make a quick buck or to resell, be honest. You know, if you believe that a particular weight can get you a good card, or if you are of the opinion that heavier cards can, you know, warrant better cards inside, then in your listings, you know, make that clear. Don't hide it. Don't try and sell a booster pack that's heavy when you know deep down it might not actually have something good in it, and vice versa. Just be honest with people, and I think that's the key here. You know, it's just being honest and not, you know, trying to manipulate people. So is there a way to better pack rarer? Oh, sorry, I've completely messed that up. Is there a better way? Yeah, I didn't actually. Is there a better way to pack rare and add rare cards to your collection? I really struggled with that for some reason. Anyway, thankfully there is, and you don't have to weigh packs to do so. And there's two good strategies that I would recommend. And it's great for collecting, or if you're in the hobby to make an income, or you've got some kind of Pokemon business. First and foremost is buying the cards directly, and you can do that from, you know, eBay, TCG Player, you know, those kind of markets, or even Facebook Marketplace. And the reason for this is that, you know, your chances of packing a premium card, you know, or the chase card in a set, are so slim. I looked at one the other day. I think it was one in every 140 packs to get a VMAX, and you know, statistically, £140, you know, unless you're really, you know, you're putting serious money into the hobby, you're not going to pack many, if any, of those at all. So statistically, you're not going to really fill out your collection ever doing that. So buying the cards directly from marketplaces is really recommended. You know, you can get some cards for really, really good prices, particularly when a set's new, and there's a lot of kind of cards coming onto the market. Obviously, as time goes on, and depending on the collection, it can get pretty hefty. But generally, buying the cards individually is the best way, in my opinion, to collect. And the second thing, if you do really love that buzz of opening packs, then get a booster box. You know, if you buy a single pack in the UK, it's about £4 from kind of a retail store. I think it's similar in the US as well, $3.50 to $5 I've seen. But if you buy single packs like that, you know, it's a complete luck of the draw, and you know, it just you don't tend to really do too well, or at least in my experience. So it's much better, if you can afford it, to buy a booster box, which I think is 36 packs, And in the long term, you're gonna bring that average price down per pack. You can get a booster box for I think it works out around half of the price as if you were to buy them, individually. That's how the retail store makes the money. They buy the booster box and they charge a premium on each individual pack. But if you buy the booster box, then it's going to be much cheaper, and you're actually guaranteed to get some of the rarer cards and premium cards in the collection. They're included in every booster box, so that is certainly the way to do it if you love the buzz of opening packs. So these were just my thoughts on weighing packs, if you should do it. As I say, I'd like to hear your comments and your feedback, so please do drop them down below. And if this video is useful, or you want to hear more from me, or learn more from my channel, then please do subscribe. It really helps me to understand whether this content is useful, and it helps me to produce more like this. So with all that said, have a wonderful day.